Hi everyone, my name is Vishvajit and I'm founder at Quicko. Quicko is an online tax filing platform. We help individuals and businesses save, pay, file and track their taxes. We are also Zero the investee startup, and over last several years we have simplified taxes for investors and traders in partnership with Zero the and other brokers. Today I'm going to show you how you can file your income tax return over this weekend. There are only handful number of days left. So hopefully I'll file my income tax return here with you, so you get to see how I'm doing my taxes, and hopefully it will instill some confidence where you can take charge of your tax filing this weekend and do it yourself. So let's get started. So we're gonna navigate to console. You all are familiar with console. This is where you go to download your tax P&L reports, to view your portfolio, etc. So as soon as you land on console, you will see a CTA to do your taxes using Quicko. So I'm going to quickly click on that. Now what this is doing is this is connecting my Zero the account with my Quicko account, right? Now this is something very unique. This is something we pioneered. Our customers love it because this helps you import whether you have few trades or whether you have hundreds of trades. We get a lot of customers who have tens of thousands of trades who are doing intraday and F&O. In a snap, you can import all that data into Quicko. And because we file income tax returns for hundreds of thousands of users, we have continuously refined our system so that it can understand your trading data, it can categorize it correctly so that you can file your income tax returns pretty easily, right? So let's see what that looks like. So I'm going to log in into my Zero the account. I'm going to enter the app code. Awesome. So now that I've entered the app code, I'm immediately redirected to Quicko. So folks, if you are coming through Zero the console, you don't even have to sign up on Quicko, right? So because you have connected your Zero the account, we can immediately identify you and we can create your Quicko account. Now, like I said, Quicko is an end-to-end tax platform, and we help individuals save, pay, file and track their taxes. So as you can see, the top navigation shows you how to save your taxes, pay your taxes, file your taxes. And we are continuously building more such features using which you can take control of your taxes, right? But today, because due date is around the corner, we're going to focus on how to file our income tax return. So let's get started. You can do your taxes in two ways on Quicko. You can do it yourself or you can seek someone's help. Today, I'm going to show you how to do your taxes yourself. So let's click on get started here. Now, customers love autofill feature. Autofill feature, if just like I connected my Zero the account, if I connect my income tax account, I can import all the data that income tax department has, including my salary incomes, my interest incomes, my tax credits, my profile and my personal information. All of that I can import in a snap. Right? While of course all of us are used to uploading our Form 16 and filing our income tax return, but the new way to file your income tax return is to autofill. So let's see what that looks like. Awesome. I'm going to click on autofill. And now the app, because my income tax account is already connected with my Quicko account, as you can see, it brought all my data. I'm revising my return here with you. I had already filed my return, so it already pre-fills all that information for me as well. Along with that, it shows me all my incomes that it imported from income tax department alongside my bank accounts, my tax deductions, right? If I had reported or claimed certain deductions and my employer had filed it in my TDS returns, those would be visible here as well. It also shows all the tax credits and my brought forward losses, right? If I had filed income tax return last year and carry forward some losses, those are also automatically imported. So I'm going to click on proceed. Awesome. So as you can see, it has imported all my data from income tax department. Almost 80-90% of my data is already here. I just need to review it. I need to fill in any gaps. I'll import my trading data from Zero the, and I would be good to file my income tax return. But before we do that, let me help you navigate around Quicko, right? So remember at the beginning I said that Quicko is a platform that helps individual taxpayers save, pay, file and track their taxes. So as you can see here, the top navigation very clearly communicates that saving taxes is any actions, any insights that we can provide you that can help you save taxes. Now this will become really important as you as we get closer to advanced tax due dates, as we get closer to maybe Jan, Feb, March, where a lot of people are looking to save taxes, etc. Now we are also looking to bring tax payments via UPI, so stay tuned. That's coming really soon on Quicko. You can also track your investments so that you can download tax P&L reports. You can do it across your Demat accounts. You can also access your tax documents directly here from Quicko. But today, because due date is only handful number of days away, and we are going to stay focused on filing our income tax return. So let's get started with my income tax return. So at the very beginning, you can see that on the left hand side navigation, you can see all the data that you need to furnish in your income tax return. So it has incomes, deductions, tax credits, bank accounts, and some additional details. Now the additional details are only applicable to a handful number of people. So it's that simple, right? So incomes covers your salary incomes, your house property, capital gains, BNP, and other income. So I'm going to import all my income sources data. Then I'm going to make sure that all my deductions are claimed. I'll make sure all my tax credits are imported, and I think I'll be good to file my income tax return, right? So let's get started. So as you can see, I've already pre-filled my income tax return. My salary information is already here. I'll very quickly show you around. So once you click on salary information, you'll be able to navigate to this particular salary. You can see now last 6-8 months we've completely rebuilt Quicko. We wanted to not only help you file your income tax return, but we wanted to help you visualize and understand your tax compliance data, right? What are all your income sources? Where are your incomes coming from? What expenses have you incurred to earn those incomes? What are your taxable incomes? What are your tax outgoes? So you can see that theme repeating over and over throughout the product. We focus on visualizing that data so that when you're filing your taxes, you're not doubtful, right? So as you can see, my salary income is nicely calculated here. It also shows that I've received standard deduction. It shows me my employer details, the breakdown of my salary, and because my employer, in this case Quicko, had deducted TDS, it also shows me my TDS deductions, right? So now this is what you all are here for. So I don't have any house property income, so I'm going to immediately go to capital gains. A lot of you are investors, traders. A lot of you must be investing through Zerodha Demat account. Or trading through Zerodha Demat account. So I think this is for you, right? So let's head to capital gains. Now there are three types of capital gains. There are securities, real estate, and other capital gains. I primarily invest in mutual funds and stocks here and there where I have conviction in the brands, the products I like. I have few trades here and there in few Demat accounts. I'm going to try to import that data and show you how easy it is to do so. So I'll click on add securities because I don't think I had sold any real estate or any other capital assets. So I primarily have securities capital gains. So again, you have three choices. You can import your investments from your Demat account. You can upload a P&L report. So we recently also started supporting an Excel upload. So if your broker is not in the list that we are integrated with, I'll also show you how to upload an Excel file and import your trading data, right? But for now, I'm going to import my Zerodha trades. Again, I'll quickly choose Zerodha. Now, because at the beginning I had already connected my Zerodha account, it confirms to me that my Zerodha account is connected, and I can simply import data from my Zerodha account. Now what's happening here is we are going to Zerodha servers and we are fetching your trading and investing data, right? So because I'm looking to import my capital gains here, it will import all the settlements, all the trades that I've placed in the delivery segment, right? So if I've purchased or sold any stocks, mutual funds, those kind of transactions will be reflected here. So you can find those transactions and settlements here. Now this is my test account, so you can see some transactions placed by my team to do testing. So I have a Tata Steel settlement here. It was sold and there is a loss of 26.92 rupees. Now what Quicko also does is it accounts for all the expenses. So right, brokerage, stamp duty, any GST paid, etc. is already deducted from your capital gains. STT, remember STT is not deductible from your income taxes. So we have left the STT part out, but otherwise you would be able to click on the settlement and you will see all the data related to settlement, including the expenses. So now that we have settlements sorted, it again confirms your Zerodha account. Make sure you're importing data from your Zerodha account. We've seen sometimes customer import data from their family members' account, so make sure you import data from your Zerodha account. Again, the same theme, like I said, our focus is to visualize data for you, so you can nicely see here your short-term and long-term gains, and it shows a very nice breakdown of your net taxable P&L, and if let's say you had any losses, then what are those losses and how many of them will be carried forward, right? So I would request you to kind of spend some time, understand your, not just, don't only focus on your P&L, your gross P&L, but also focus on your taxable P&L and your net P&L, right? Your net P&L is any money that you're gonna end up with after paying expenses to brokers, after paying taxes to taxmen, whatever money you are left with, that's the money that you have made, right? So that's something you would be able to track on Quicko. So it very nicely classifies my transactions across different financial instruments, also shows me my loss adjustment summary, right? So now that we have done capital gains, I also have an offline broker that we haven't integrated with, and I have some trading data there. So I'm gonna quickly go and add those settlements. I can use the Excel upload here. I can also add manually. Some customers also get PDF statements, right? If you have PDF statement, either you can easily transform that into an Excel. We provide the template, you can transform data into that Excel, or you can also put script-wise entry. Now I would leave it up to you what works best for you. But here I'm gonna upload an Excel statement. So let me enter my account details. And then I'll choose to upload my P&L statement, right? So I've already prepared the data here, so I can simply upload it. And what's happening here is Quicko is importing the settlements from the Excel spreadsheet into my income tax return. Now, one small thing I forgot to mention is, as you can see here, while there is an option to upload, you can download the template from here, right? So we'll need your data to be uploaded in an Excel template by Quicko format, right? So make sure you download the template, you move your data from your text P&L report. If you've downloaded from your broker, if you've downloaded in PDF or Excel format, make sure you transform that data into Excel template by Quicko, and then you can easily upload it onto Quicko. So I'm going to do it one more time. Right. So this is what I love about how we are building products. So we didn't only import all the data, we also presented to you how many settlements you had across different categories, how many were okay and how many had errors. Now what's happening is, a lot of times customers are not aware that there might be data discrepancies in their settlement. Let's say you moved a portfolio from one broker to another broker. Let's say certain you participated in certain buybacks, right? Let's say you had a dematerialized stock that you dematerialized, and now you are selling it through your demat account, right? So certain cases where your data may be broken, so in that case we'll also highlight it for you so that you can take corrective measures. But here my data looks good. I'm going to import my data. So again, same thing, it's importing my data and it's going to calculate my capital gains. So while it does that, I'll also try to go and see if my settlements are imported. So you can see I had placed a sell order on Godrej, and I have a 92 rupees loss here. It also shows me the data that I already entered, and it also shows me now my long-term losses in this particular case, including the expenses that I incurred. Awesome. So folks, it's that easy to import your capital gains. BNP is also equally easy. Let's walk through it very quickly. Now, a lot of customers are asking why do I have to import capital gains and BNP separately? Now, let me tell you, the thought process that we have at Quicko is, to create simple atomic workflows and let you decide what data you want to import, how you want to import, right? So this gives a lot more clarity to a user. What was happening before is, when you click on capital gains and import your data and we import your BNP, a lot of customers weren't even paying attention to it, right? And they were missing out on reporting information and things like that. So this sets really clear expectation that you are importing your BNP data, you are importing your intraday F&O activity, there are opportunities for you to report additional expenses and reduce your tax liability, right? So I'm going to very quickly import my BNP income. Let's do that. So again, Quicko not only supports your trading income, but also supports, if you're running a brick and mortar business, if you're delivering services, if you're a chartered accountant, doctor, tech consultant, designer, then you can also report a business income arising out of those kind of business activities as well. But here we're going to stay focused on reporting our trading and intraday activity. And again, I'm going to import it from a Zerodha account. So let's see. My Zerodha account is still connected. I can again import data from Zerodha seamlessly. So again, what it's doing is it's importing my intraday F&O activity. Now remember, in case of intraday F&O, we see customers having tens of thousands of transactions sometime, right? Somebody who is actively trading can have thousands of transactions. Now, like I mentioned earlier, think about doing it yourself. Think about doing it, going to a chartered accountant. Even they will have to sift through a lot of your data. So what lately we've been observing is a lot of our Zerodha customers or customers of Quicko are bringing their chartered accountants onto Quicko's platform and asking them to file their taxes using Quicko, right? So it's really heartwarming. So what I think there are a few things I want to clarify here that we have changed from previous year. So earlier we used to import, all your trading related expenses as indirect expenses. After going through several cycles, several internal discussions, what we decided is these expenses that you pay to brokers are essentially your direct expenses. They are directly related to your trading activity. Let's say you purchased a laptop. In my case, I did. Then that is an indirect expense, right? It's not directly related to my trading activity, but it's an expense related to my business activity, and hence I can claim any depreciation expenses on my laptop as additional expenses. So what you will observe is the direct expenses are mapped inside your gross P&L calculation, right? So in this case, 47 rupees are my direct expenses, and you can see those expenses here. Cool. So Quicko also automatically calculates your turnover based on the recent guidelines by ICAI and also Income Tax Department rules. Just in case if you want to change it, you want to report it differently, you also have a choice to modify your turnover from here. Now, like I said, I have purchased a laptop and I want to claim depreciation expenses. So I'm going to very quickly go and first I'll claim a couple of other expenses. I also have a small office that I rent in order to do my trading activity. So I'll report that as an operating expense, let's say, and I'm going to say it's a rent. I'm going to say trading office rent, and I'm going to put my annual rent as a deduction here. So this will be taken out of my BNP income, and because I've incurred these expenses, they'll be offset against any gains I've made. Remember, whenever you have intraday F&O trading activity, you have to file ITR 3, and that means you are reporting a business profession income return, which requires you to also furnish your balance sheet, right? So I'm going to add my assets and liabilities. So what are assets and liabilities? So I think a lot of traders get confused. What is the difference between my personal assets and liabilities and my business assets and liabilities? So remember, in case of an individual, a proprietorship business, the individual and business are essentially one and the same, right? So when you're filing your income tax return, when you're reporting your trading activity, it's essentially a proprietorship business. So any assets or any liabilities that you have specific to your trading activity should go under your business profession balance sheet. Any of your personal assets, let's say I own a home that I reside in with my family, and that is essentially my personal asset, right? So that should not go on to business assets and liabilities. So in this particular case, like I was saying, I purchased a laptop a couple of years ago. So I'm going to put that asset here on my business. I use it for trading day to day. It's a MacBook, so I'm gonna put the purchase price, and I purchased it a couple of years ago. So let's go ahead and put the actual purchase date. Now some of this, a lot of people also ask me questions that whether they have to record keep all this, receipts and sales bills and things like that. They don't have to be submitted anywhere along with your income tax return, but it's always a good practice to keep all the bills where you are claiming certain expenses or deductions while filing your income tax return, right? It's always a healthy practice to do so. So I'm gonna add the laptop. I also have certain bank balance related to this trading activity, so I'm gonna put that here. And I'd also borrowed some money to do trading activity, right? So I'll go and put that under loans. I received this loan from a financial institution, so I'm going to put it here. And that's it. My balance sheet is ready. Now I can quickly summarize my business income. As you can see, it's because I imported securities income, securities trading income. It's nicely classifying it under intraday and F&O. It shows me what my gross revenues are, what my P&L is, what my net P&L is, and if I was not able to set off this losses against income, it also shows me any losses remaining. It will automatically carry forward these losses for me. Down here, it's showing me my P&L and balance sheet, right? So take a good look at it. It's really helpful information, guys. Now moving on to other income, I don't have to do anything here, much here. A lot of other incomes are already reported in my AIS. For instance, my savings interest is reported by bank. Dividend income is reported by companies and AMCs who are distributing this dividend. There's TDS deducted on it, so hopefully I won't have to pay a lot of taxes. As you can see, it already showing, I don't owe any taxes to government. However, I'm not getting any refunds either, right? This is primarily because my TDS was deducted in a timely manner by my employer, and I don't have any other major income sources that would introduce additional tax liability. The other thing that also happened is, while I have other incomes, I also had few losses in securities trading. So those losses have been set off against other income. Let's move on to deductions. Now, last several years, there are two choices. Either you can opt under new regime or old regime. I have been opting under new regime because it's beneficial for me. If you want to check out which regime is beneficial to you, you can do it. You can go to save module and we have a very nice regime comparison. So if you put your data in, it will instantaneously tell you which regime would be optimal for you. But while also you are filing your income tax return, you can go to regime analyzer and view the comparison. Now, a lot of people ask that if I disclose a particular regime to my employer, do I have an opportunity to change it? The answer is absolutely yes, right? So let's say you told your employer you want to stay in new regime, which is the default regime these days. You can, while filing your return, you can also file Form 10 IEA to opt into old regime, and you can file your return under old regime, right? So it's a discussion for another day, which regime is beneficial for your income situation. So we have a lot of YouTube videos around it. So please feel free to check that out. Back to my income tax return. So like I said, because I'm opting under new regime, I'm not investing into a lot of tax saving investments anymore. More. I used to do a lot of ELSS, PPF. Now what I'm doing is rather investing that into stocks and mutual funds. Because I'm young, I have longer time horizon. I have certain long-term goals like sending my kid to a good college and things like that. So I'm investing into stocks and MF. Instead of kind of saving, investing into tax saving investments just to get tax benefit, right? So that's something specific to my income situation. You should figure it out using Quicko. You can figure it out yourself, or you can consult a chartered accountant who would help you do that. So let's move on to tax credits. Tax credits is essentially any TDS, TCS deducted, or any advance tax or self-assessment tax paid by you. Now in my case, primarily TDS deducted by my employer. So as you can see that Quicko has deducted certain TDS. Because I didn't have any additional incomes, I didn't go and calculate advance tax and paid any advance tax, right? So I don't have any other tax credits apart from TDS deducted. As you can see here, you can also upload your Form 26AS, but if you have auto-filled your income tax return, there is no need to upload Form 26AS anymore, because all that information otherwise is in your AIS, and we are pre-filling all that information from your AIS. Cool. My bank accounts are already reported because I pre-filled my information. Now, because I'm filing a revised return, what I could quickly do is check my filing type, right? And here, because I'm filing on my own, I wanted to show you guys how I filed my income tax return. So I could choose an option revising on my own. Otherwise, sometimes you may receive a notice as well where you will have to file a revised return. So those choices are also available here. So because I'm revising on my own, all I need to provide is the acknowledgement number of the original return that I had filed. So Quicko has already imported all of that for me. Audit is not applicable in my case. I don't have that much turnover. Brought forward losses were already imported for me, so that's great. I don't have to do all that hard work either. And I think that's pretty much it, folks. I didn't have any other information, so I can quickly go to view tax computation and understand my income sources and my tax calculations. It will also show me how it arrived at zero refund or zero dues, right? So all my headwise incomes are listed. My losses are adjusted. Remember, I told you my BNP losses are adjusted against my other incomes, so that's visible here. Rest of my BNP losses are also being carried forward here, so that's great. Quicko already takes care of it for me. My gross total income, my chapter 60 deduction. Now you may ask, Vishvajit, you have opted under new regime, why do you see chapter 60 deduction? But remember, folks, the 80CCD2, which is employer's contribution to NPS, is also available as a deduction under new regime. So that's what I have here. So my total income is my gross total income minus my chapter 60 deductions, so which is roughly 9 lakh. Now tax payable is 45,000, and because already TDS is deducted, I don't owe any money to government. Isn't it a great place to be? Of course, I would have loved some refund, but I'm also happy that I don't have to pay any additional taxes. So that's great. Quicko presents a lot of this information in a very visual manner, right? So you can see that my old and new regime comparison. Let's see what would have happened if I had opted for old regime. So in case of old regime, my tax liability was 1 lakh rupees. So that's already 53,000 rupees worth of savings, tax savings. That's the money that I can invest into, a stock or a mutual fund, and think about the compounding effect it could generate, right? So choosing the right tax regime always goes a long way. So remember, you don't procrastinate, don't take it easy. Make sure you are subscribed under right regime. Now I have a couple of chartered accountants in my team, and whenever they are filing their income tax return, I'm always jealous because they optimize their income tax return so that oftentimes I sit next to them and they are paying zero taxes, right? So that's a difference between being being aware about your taxes, being in charge, taking control of your taxes versus being passive about it, right? So make sure you are there are platforms like Quicko now that can help you drive those conversations. So make sure you take advantage of it. Any interest penalty, because I had no other income sources and I had not missed out on paying my advance tax, hence there are no interest penalties, so I'm happy about it. Tax audit is not applicable, but otherwise Quicko very nicely shows that tax audit is not applicable in my case. It also shows what my business P&L is, and very nicely analyzes why exactly tax audit is not applicable. So if you are interested in all those details, you can also find them here. My financial statements from my business profession activity are also available on Quicko. I can download the balance sheet and P&L. And remember, this is why, like I was saying, a lot of customers are now bringing their chartered accountants onto the platform, because they feel that what otherwise in the earlier years used to take days or weeks for their chartered accountants to file their return, they know that now using Quicko, their chartered accountants can also file their income tax returns in half an hour, 1 hour, right? So we see tens of thousands of such customers bringing their chartered accountants. Sometime in online tax advisory, we see customer and a chartered accountant come together to file their tax returns with us. So that's really exciting. So you can download your profit and loss report, your balance sheet from here. We also give a tax audit report for chartered accountants so that they can easily file audit if it's applicable to you. Now, what I'm going to do is review and e-file my income tax return. Because I had diligently imported all the data, we went through it together, so I don't have any errors per se. So what are these errors, right? Because income tax department requires data reported in certain manner. While you are importing that data, let's say from your HRMS, from your broker, then whatever are the gaps between the data that you imported and the data that needs to be reported with income tax department is essentially the errors. We lay them down nicely for you here. We navigate you to the right places. We give you the right messages. So most customers are able to overcome this these issues by themselves. We are continuously striving to reduce these errors, in the sense, can we find alternative data sources so that you can import, for example, your balance sheet data from somewhere, maybe from your bank statement and things like that, right? So that's our continuous endeavor, and we are really excited about future. What all possibilities does Quicko hold for both us and you? Okay, so all my data is nicely imported. Now all I have to do is file my income tax return. So fingers crossed. Are you guys all ready to file the income tax return? I hope you take a lot of confidence out of this, and you file your income tax return. And if you are able to do it as easily as I was able to do, please give me a shout out on our social media handles. Send me a personal message if you feel like so. But I would love to hear your thoughts. I would love to know, was the product up to mark? Did it work as easily as you had expected, right? So let's go ahead and file my income tax return. So I'll click on e-file my income tax return, and one more time it's asking me to connect my income tax account. Like I said, I'm going to use Aadhaar OTP again to file my income tax return. Now this is what I love about India these days, right? I think we are way far ahead of any other country. Like Aadhaar has been such a transformation. Now I can, using Aadhaar OTP, I can connect, connect different apps. I can import data. I can give authorization and consents. I don't have to go anywhere physically. I hate going out of my office, out of home, and this is such a luxury. So I'm gonna enter the Aadhaar OTP. Now, while we do that, you might also have questions around, what about my data? Is it safe, secure with Quicko? Right. So let me tell you, I think if you have also dealt with your chartered accountant, the business that we are in, the foundation is the trust, right? So for us, it's very important to safeguard your information. Your information is not available to any third party. You have complete control over your data, right? So you can go and delete your account. You can disconnect your apps. You can revoke access to third party apps who have access to your data. Let's say you used Quicko to do tax loss harvesting on your broking account, right? Then you can revoke those accesses yourself, right? So I am filing my income tax returns here. Most of my team files their income tax returns here. So we always ask whether we would like our data. How would we like our data to be treated? And we look at the same way our customers' data, right? So if you have any questions around it, feel free to again reach out to us. We are available at help@quicko.com, also at our social media handles. So awesome. Sorry, I missed the exciting part. So my income tax return is e-filed, and I think it took me about half an hour to file my income tax return. Now remember, I not only had salary income and things like that, but I also had capital gains. I had trading income, and it was so easy to file my income tax return. This is what I love about Quicko. I'm also going to quickly e-verify. So filing income tax return itself is not enough. You also have to e-verify your income tax return. So again, I'm going to use Aadhaar OTP to e-verify my income tax return. So in this last few days, you might see some delays because everybody is looking to file their income tax return. So be a little patient, retry a couple of times and it should work. That's what we keep hearing from our customers. So I have now e-verified my income tax return. Now I think I'm done. It was that easy. I can now go enjoy my weekend with my family, go places, things like that. You can also download all your tax documents directly from Quicko. So your ITR PDF is available here. Your ITR JSON is also available now. For most people, it's not needed. But let's say you want to record keep it. Next year, you want to use it to file your income tax return somewhere else. I hope you don't do that. You keep coming back to us over and over again. But all of your data is at your fingertips, right? You can decide what you want to do with it. It also quickly summarizes my text computation. I can also download my text computation PDF, so you can record keep it, store it away on Drive somewhere, so you can share it with your personal financial advisor. You can share it with your chartered accountant, etc. And just in case you made a mistake, just in case you forgot to report some information, you can always revise your ITR directly here on Quicko. Now guys, it's that easy to file your income tax return. One last thing before we leave. Along the way, we always come across customers who are high net worth individuals who have complex income sources. A lot of us are working for foreign multinational corporations. We receive RSUs and ESOPs. We have invested in a lot of different diverse asset classes, financial instruments. A lot of us tried our hands with crypto. So if you have any of those situations and you don't feel like doing it yourself, maybe you have all the data with you, but you want someone to handhold you, right? Maybe you have imported all the data into Quicko, but you just want that reassuring words from someone who understands it. Then you can choose opt for Meet. Meet is our online tax advisory. And we have handpicked chartered accountants from across India. These are people like us. These are people who believe in technology. They want to automate, simplify taxes. They want to conduct advisory online. So you can directly navigate to Meet. We'll share the link in description below. But as you can see, the focus is on doing taxes remotely from comfort of your home at your convenient time, rather than going back and forth to your CA's office or continuously carrying all the documents around and things like that. So you can file income tax return along with a chartered accountant online, just like I filed my income tax return using Quicko, right? Isn't it great? So all the plans are listed here. You can most of our customers, as you can see, the bestseller is ITR for traders with equity, intraday and FNO transactions. Now this is our audience. A lot of you are, investing into FNO and intraday. So you can see the bestseller plan is listed right here. You can also go through the catalog and choose the plan that suits your income situation. So don't forget to check out Meet. But I hope, this was great start to weekend. If you have filed your income tax return, kudos to you. You are early filer. You didn't wait till the last moment. But if you are yet to file your income tax return and anxiety is getting to you, then hopefully this video was able to help you, overcome that anxiety. You'll be able to file your income tax return confidently. Now, whether you choose to do it through Quicko or through income tax department portal, we are always here. Our goal is to educate our audiences around taxes, bring awareness around personal finances, answer any tax related questions. So we are always available through text Q&A. We are available on our social media handles. You can also directly reach out to me on LinkedIn or other places. I'm always looking to engage with our customers. Again, folks, thank you very much for staying around here, and best of luck with your income tax return filing, and see you on the other side when you have received your refund. Cheers. Bye-bye.